Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is November the 3rd, 2019. Strong hand. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin in motion. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Apex predator. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Offended by selling. Everyone, hello, my elite friends. How you doing? There will be time for some questions and answers in today's show. So type in Bitcoin Meister. Do a super chat if you want to, and I can answer your questions about Bitcoin, about whatever. So I want to remind everyone to check out the archives at disruptmeister.com. Follow me on Twitter at techbalt, TECHBALT. You'll see that this week in Bitcoin on Friday, we had a great guest on, and we went beyond Bitcoin. We talked about David Nage. We talked about family offices. Everyone should really check that out. He's a great guest, best guest in the space. Seriously, check out This Week in Bitcoin. A lot of people talking about it. And it was a little different than our usual show, but hey, man, this is a big space. We gotta see all sorts of different people over here, but he's a real smart guy. The Beyond Bitcoin show was yesterday. That was Saturday. Check that out. Also, everything is linked to below. Hey, today I was going to do a show called I'd Rather Own Ethereum Than Gold, Silver, or Any So-Called Precious Metal. Now, I decided at the last minute, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do my regular show right now. But I'm going to do that show soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe later today. Who knows? Again, I'm in Australia, so it's a completely different day here. So I've got the whole days messed up. But yeah, there's a little preview. I don't usually give previews like that, but you might get something a little different here because I'm no fan of precious metals and the whole mentality around that. The issue I see is in order for this to become a gold-centric world, we're going to have to go backward. And what I see going on in this world is incredible innovation. And the world is just changing because of Bitcoin. And we have a guy here like Gerald Celente. I've mentioned this guy before. And why people are just addicted to his doom. There are just some doom and gloomers that love stuff like this title. The Greatest Depression Stage 1. That's his latest video. The Greatest Depression. We're entering the Greatest Depression Stage 1. And of course he says to buy gold. And he's made so many wrong predictions over the years. But the classic tone of what guys like him say is that in order for gold and precious metals, for it to work, for it to really work, to really get some bang for your buck, we're entering the Greatest Depression. And the reality on the ground is a lot different than we're entering the Greatest Depression. Okay? We're entering a golden age of innovation, and the whole world is being flipped around by technology in a very positive way. So these guys have been talking about depressions, on the verge of depressions for years and years, yet we keep on getting these technological innovations and quality of life keeps on going up. People go into greater and greater debt, but they have more and more things. 80%ers that keep getting their stuff. And the world isn't, people aren't in soup lines. It's just we're living in a modern age where for there to be a Greatest Depression, it's not even really possible anymore because of the comforts created by technology. So that's why I say gold destroys and Bitcoin creates. Because in order to get to this gold-centric world, look what you have to have. It's not progress. It's not progress at all. But the reality on the ground is that we keep on progressing with so many things. We didn't used to have the internet when they were crying about the Great Depression that we were about to have and how gold was about to take over. So you could be stuck in that world in that old world where you're just waiting for bad things to happen, and you're just missing everything. The internet was created, social media was created, so much was created. So it's Bitcoin is way beyond. It's creating a whole new realm, a whole new way of thinking. It just surpasses the old way that we used to. It's an evolution. It's an evolution. Now I'm going to compare that here a second. I got a link to an article about what killed the newspapers, Google or Facebook. Google didn't actually kill the newspaper advertising market. Google replaced it with an entirely different market. It's the same money, but Google isn't in the same market as newspapers. It instead created its own market, and brands decided that was a better place to be. And that's the way I see Bitcoin here, okay? It's creating something entirely new, something that could not really be defined previously. And this is true with all of cryptocurrency. We don't know what's going to the innovations that are going to come out of Bitcoin and all these altcoins, et cetera, et cetera. Again, don't buy the altcoins. Bitcoin is the winner. But that there are going to no one could have predicted ICOs, okay? Just like no one could have predicted the Google advertising model years ago, okay? But what Google did was just completely redefine, made its own industry. It didn't redefine the industry and made newspapers completely obsolete. So just think of that for a second. And there are all these traditionalists that say this is what you got to be able to feel the money. You got to be able to feel it. Gold all these traditional, but that's been totally upended by Bitcoin. We've totally redefined and so I don't know. I would not want to be stuck. The smart doomers out there. There are smart doomers out there. They talk about theoretically why it should work, why gold should work, why theoretically this should be what value is. And they are missing something very important, how the real world actually works. 80%ers don't care. They don't care about the mathematics behind gold, okay? They don't care. They keep spending, and the fiat system keeps growing. So theoretically, the gold doomers, yeah, there should have been a depression. There should have been this, that, and the other. But people don't live. Innovation keeps happening. Financial innovation that you don't like, that involves massive debt and massive money printing, it keeps on happening. That's the reality of the ground. And people accept it. People love it. And now, if you don't like it, you can get into Bitcoin or you can get into gold. But the whole Bitcoin technology is really just creating a whole new paradigm, I've called it an overlay. It's just something that we'll look back one day and we'll be able to describe it better. It's hard to describe you don't have the words to describe the future in the present. But once we're far into the future, we can look back in the past and really explain what happened. And you'll see. All right. So, smart doomers, you might be smart guys, but you're not in motion. You're waiting around for you're Gerald Celente. I mean, would you rather be part of the Gerald Celentes of the world or the innovation in Bitcoin and even beyond? Again, I said I'd rather have Ethereum than gold, and we'll talk about that in a future show. So RA803G said, gold bugs think money needs commodity value when it is clear money is the thing acquired specifically, not to be used for its commodity value, but to be used to exchange in the future. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, again, the commodity thing is theoretically, it's very true, but on the ground, people really don't care that it's paper dollar bills, that it's not a commodity. Hey, Bitcoin to the Moon says, hey, Bitcoin party people, pound that like button for the Bitcoin Meister. Yeah, thank you, Bitcoin to the Moon. I will be meeting you in person in a week on November Oh, well, now it's, November the 10th. I'll be meeting you on November the 10th. All right. So another guy out there, Morton, left he contacted me. He sent me a DM. I wanted to share it with everyone. Hey, Adam, I enjoy your show every day. They make sense. Hope you enjoy Australia. If I may come up with some thought from my head, Andreas is an expert on technology. You are an expert on system understanding. It's only the latter that will get you rich. I want to get rich, just like the rest of the 95% of the population of Earth. I want to get rich. Only the dedicated 5% Western spoiled wokes on Earth would say that blockchain is more than just money. There is no just about money, as you excellently pointed out recently. Love it. Yeah, thank you very much. There's not just, it's not just money. Money is huge, and so it is great to be spoiled and say, hey, this is let's put everything on the blockchain here. It's not just about money. No, money is the most important part of what's going on here with this blockchain thing and with Bitcoin. But I will say something. You mentioned system understanding, and I would say, to tie it into what I was saying, that I think doomers have little system understanding. They just have theoretically you should be able to, that gold should be, this should be the way that it works, and on the ground it doesn't work. And 80%ers, when you're thinking about systems, 80%ers, they're not logical at all, and they have a big say in what is in the system. So you got to take them into account when determining what direction you should go in, and how to do the opposite of them, but to keep them in mind. So, and pound that like button, first of all. I wanted to bring up a fellow Bitcoiner out there, Thomas, of the World Crypto Network. And he clearly, he's a spender. He spent his Bitcoin over the years, okay? But he has created a resource that everyone can access for free, and that is the World Crypto Network. His archives are great. He does shows. When he does shows, he has all sorts of guests on there. He's debuted so many people like Tone Vays, and he's contributed so much to the ecosystem. And right now he's got something on his Twitter, and he's asking people for contributions, and he's done this before. And people are calling him a leech. People are saying, "Why don't you have any Bitcoin? You're terrible. Get a real job." They're saying it. And I just want to point out that all of you were thinking in the people who are ripping on him. Well, most of them are just trolls and stuff. But he does have a real job. In the new world, everyone is so used to fitting in, having the traditional way of life and everything. But this is a new world here. And this is his job. And the way he funds his lifestyle is by asking for donations. He wants sponsors for his channel, and it's a legitimate endeavor. You could watch all the old videos and everything. It's very legit. He's not like some bum begging on the street. People are trying to compare it to that. So yeah, he spent his Bitcoin. I'm offended by selling. Yeah, he did that. We're not all the same. I don't agree with Thomas on everything, but he's a legitimate dude. I've met the dude in person before. He's a nice guy. And does he do everything the same way? Does he believe exactly what I believe in Bitcoin? No. And that's the beauty of Bitcoin. But I just want to stick up for the guy, because there are people that are just immediately ripping on him. And that's the way of Twitter, saying he's a leech, all these vicious words to call Thomas of the World Crypto Network. It's this is where the big boys play. So no, he has a real job. He travels around the world. He has a World Crypto Network. That's his real job. The way it's funded is like through advertisements on YouTube. He's not making for the lifestyle. I mean, maybe he's got to cut back on expenses too, whatever. But I mean, Stefan Molyneux, does he not have a real job? Does Stefan Molyneux not have a real job? Because the way he 100% funds his endeavor, which is YouTube videos, is by asking for donations. And so that's what Thomas is doing. Is Andreas the best with money? I mean, is it raw? Is it? Not everyone could be Adam Meister with their freaking money and save and have a strong hand. Okay, not even. And this is what Morton was saying beforehand. Andreas is a freaking genius. Is Andreas a great money manager? No. Does he contribute a lot? Yeah, he contributes a lot, and so and Thomas does also. And but a thing to remember here is you can be a technical genius like Andreas, and you can be creating all content like Thomas does and doing what Thomas does. But it's good to have other skills also. You cannot just bury yourself in technology, and you cannot bury yourself in the theoretical. You cannot bury yourself in the theoretical. There is a reality to this world, and you have to set yourself up in the reality of this world. And the current reality is that the fiat system works. US dollar isn't going anywhere. There's the Bitcoin overlay. Hold it. Don't try to complicate it. If you study it all day and you don't actually own it, and when you do own it, you spend it, you're not going to be financially successful. You're just not. And so, I mean, is being financially successful for everyone? No, it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. But I think it's a huge thing. Again, the people that say that money that's a huge part of the whole Bitcoin overlay system and the technologies that are going on. It is money, so you can theoretically talk about it but I say try to live it. So and try to hold on to it. That's my advice to Andreas and Thomas. Maybe cut down on the spending of the Bitcoin once you get it. But hey, if you like what they contribute to them, and maybe give them a little tip and say, hey, maybe you shouldn't be spending as much or whatever. But calling people a leech. And so I don't fund my whole thing here, my whole production. I enjoy getting the donations. I enjoy the super chats. I enjoy all that stuff. But it's not a necessity for me in life because I have saved, because I really am living this buy and hold thing and cutting down on my expenses, living a frugal lifestyle, getting the bang for my buck wherever I go. I planned this out pretty well. So I'm not in a situation where I have to spend Bitcoin. Thank God. All right, moving on. We're talking about a lot of things. Wait a second. Mad Bitcoin was using the Bitcoin group as a platform for socialist ideals. Well, this is the thing. He has some guy named Bitcoin Socialist on there. Thomas is a liberal guy. He lives out in Sanford. I mean, he's from California, and you don't have to agree with him politically, and I don't agree with him politically. He has a different outlook, so he keeps running out of money. Yeah, he keeps running out of money because he has these socialist ideals and whatever. I don't. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, and I think we can be productive in saying, hey, maybe these socialist ideas that you have talked about, that they're not working out, and you shouldn't pattern your Bitcoin lifestyle based on this, and you'll have more Bitcoin. But the other way that he has more Bitcoin is just by asking for it, and people send it to him. And if you want to sponsor him over there, sponsor him over there. He's willing to take advertising. Stefan Molyneux is not. We all have different priorities in life. We all have different values. We all have different he has conviction toward socialism, I guess, or toward his political beliefs. I think it's more important to have to base your conviction around I don't know, savings for me, a system, a productive lifestyle system. That's what my conviction is around, and some really core beliefs that it's important to not to be wasteful, not to really think about your financial decisions, to not be frivolous with your expenses, and not everyone thinks as hard as, about what people want to live a whimsical lifestyle. Oh, that looks good. I'm going to go buy it. I'm going to go there. There's some people that are impulsive and they like to live. But again, my value is, turning your brain into something that is not impulsive. Long-term thinking. Long-term thinking is a core belief of mine, and it's not just a belief, it's something that I live. And so some people, they don't do that. They might talk about, saving and holding and everything, and they're just not able to do it. Now, what do we have here? This is Peter Schiff was talking about. I'm not even going to get what he was talking about, but VJ had a great reply. A crypto backed by gold entirely misses the reason Bitcoin is valuable, but you don't understand that reason, nor the reason gold is no longer money. Trust minimization. All right, so that is a very good reminder out there also. I mean, we're in a modern age now where everything is digital. We have to worry about confiscation. We have to worry about, if there's something physical, you can make a fake version of that. You can paint a rock gold, okay? And gold is not. It's how do you get rid of? Well, I'm not going to talk about that. No, it's with Bitcoin. You're getting real Bitcoin when you get sent the Bitcoin, okay? And it can't be unconfiscatable, et cetera. This is not something that Schiff understands, but I'm glad Real VJ pointed that out. Rhythm Trader says, Bitcoin is gold that this is a better explanation. Bitcoin is gold that weighs nothing, takes up no space, and can't be counterfeited or seized. It teleports instantaneously anywhere in the world. You see, he just said it a lot better than I tried to say it. Pound that like pun. That's why I wrote it down, so I wouldn't have to try to explain it. 123 No Scope said, do you think after the next bull run that some of the Bitcoiners you have met will quit their jobs and donate 100% of their time to developing the clean user interfaces and other things? No, I don't. That's an interesting question. You phrased it very interesting. Do you think that after the next bull run, some of the Bitcoiners you have met will quit their jobs? I do think that will happen, yes. And donate 100% of their time to develop. No, I don't think they'll donate their time. I think they will develop clean user interfaces and other things for profit. Okay. How about that? I think some Bitcoiners out there after the next bull run, they will be comfortable enough in their long-term planning that they won't have to work so-called regular jobs anymore, 9-to-5 jobs anymore, and they will start other projects that deal with Bitcoin. Well, they'll be capitalistic. They're not donating their time. They're going to be creating new innovations, and they'll be charging it for it. And good for them. And good for them. Charging in Bitcoin, hopefully. Zach Bandera said, Bitcoin is gold that chicks can't wear as jewelry. Oh, you think so? You think they can't wear it as jewelry? That's a business opportunity right there. Make Bitcoin into something that chicks can wear, that rappers can wear, something that can be flashy. You make your Trezor, make your hardware storage device something cool. All right, people. Remember, play this at 2x because this is taking long here. Let's talk about this Bitmex thing that happened. Bitmex sent out a mass email and they forgot to BCC everyone. So everyone saw everyone else's email address. So they basically doxed people. This is a reason everyone should be using BISC if you, for some reason, have to sell your precious Bitcoin, or if for some reason you have to turn your Litecoin into or other altcoin into Bitcoin. You shouldn't be going to these exchanges and giving all your personal information because they can lose your personal information just like that. And BISC, it's an advertisement for BISC. Try out BISC, all you big time traders out there. So this guy says, I ran a quick search. Who's this? Crypto Mass says, I ran a quick search on Bitmex emails on one of my databases, and I've gotten quite a few hits. Do you guys think I should email the people I found passwords for? So yeah, this is unfortunate. There's already a lot of passwords. Some of these guys have bad passwords that emails are out there, or their emails are already associated with other passwords at other sites that have been hacked. So now people say, oh, well, bad people say, oh, they're also Bitmex users. So now I'm going to hack into their account and steal their Bitcoin there. This really brings up a lot of nastiness of the space. So if you're using a Bitmex or something, don't keep any coins there. Don't use the same passwords from one exchange to another. Try not to sign up for these exchanges that ask for all this KYC nonsense. What's this? Rhythm Trader says, Argentina's central bank just restricted the purchasing of Bitcoin with credit, debit, and prepaid cards as of today. This comes less than a week since the same bank restricted dollar purchases by citizens to just $200 per month. All right, the writing's on the wall there. But most Argentines, they won't do a thing. They won't do a thing. There's obviously huge capital controls coming. They already have capital controls. They want them to be stuck in the peso. And some people will just be happy and they'll just scream and whine and say, oh, we need more socialism. We need the government to print us more pesos to take care of us. Well, the 20%ers, if there are any, and there are some there, they'll just get into Bitcoin, or they'll get into dollars. They'll get into something better. But the writing is on the wall. There's no shock. They're not hiding anything in Argentina, what they're trying to do here. With the new socialist government that's taking over from the one that wasn't so socialist. This is the beauty of Bitcoin. When the writing is on the wall, value your wealth in Bitcoin. You can get into it. You can still get into it. You can get into dollars and then get into Bitcoin or something. Just the writing's on the wall. But most people talk a big talk, and then when it's time for some action, the government will take care of me. Oh, this won't be as bad as last time. People keep falling for it over and over and over again, and that's why these systems can keep on going. I mean, every time Argentina's gone bankrupt, how many times? They've had superinflation, how many times? But the people keep buying into the Argentine peso. So again, theoretically, they should all have gold now. They should have all gotten gold in 1983, right? Right, gold bugs? They should have all gotten gold, but they didn't. Because people like convenience. So extrapolate this to the United States. All the people saying, oh, hyperinflation is coming to the US dollar. People are going to stop believing in the US dollar. No, they're not. It keeps going. Sure, it's inflating away. And it's out there. It's not hidden that the US dollar is inflating away. But people want to keep buying their houses. They like their welfare dollar. It keeps working for them. And but you don't have to play that game. You don't have to. You can get into Bitcoin. You don't have to play the fiat game. I stumbled upon a site, she256.org. It's disrupt the blockchain space with diversity. We fundamentally believe that blockchain technology will shape our future financial and government structures, and as such, it's crucial that those building these systems are representative of the global diverse population which they intend to serve. Okay, you want to be diverse? If it's not hurting me, fine. I don't have a problem with people trying to make the industry, but guilting people into it and saying, oh, you're not, you should have more, you should do X, Y, Z. No. Or you're evil. No. But I mean, if you think this space should be more diverse and you want to create an organization that makes it so, be my guest. Run your business that way. You can run your business any way. So good luck to them. I don't think it's not something I'm getting behind. Like, I think we should get the smartest people. That's what we should do. And naturally, all sorts of diversity will come if the smartest people come here. Let's just spread the word. So I give them credit for spreading the word. They're trying to spread the word. Are they trying to spread the word to everyone? No, they're trying to spread the word to minorities, to women, etc. But at least they're trying to spread the word. Okay, it's not hurting me. It's not hurting me at all. So go ahead. And that's the world. That's the Bitcoin overlay. Okay. If someone can be interpreting Bitcoin a completely different way, whether it be with socialism, with diversity, if it's not hurting you, then hey, let them do it. And you should, now if they try to hurt you somehow, then they're the ones in the wrong there. They're the ones in the wrong, definitely. But hey, we can all live in this space. There's all sorts of ways of interpreting it, and may the best interpretation win. All right, 1, 2, 3, no script said Bitcoin Meister, right. Now the majority of Bitcoin holders are men. Do you think that'll hold true 20, 30, 50 years into the future? Nothing is stopping women from getting into it, but they choose not to. I agree. There are no barriers for anyone to get into Bitcoin. Now, there's certain organizations that are reaching out to people. Good for them. So yeah, right now, 95% of the people in the space are men, I would say. It's about 95%. Maybe it's even higher than that. So in 20 years from now, it's not going to be 95%. No, it won't be 95%. Will it be equal men and women ever? I mean, I don't know. Like in the traditional finance system, it's more men. It's more men than women. That's just the way it is. I mean, men kind of tend toward finance. But if women want to be in finance, they can be in finance. And this is, I mean, let's boil down to the basics here. It's a newfangled savings account on one level. So there are plenty of women that know about savings. So they'll get into, plenty will get in. Plenty will get in when they realize that aspect of it. But I don't know the statistics on. Are there more men with savings accounts than women with savings accounts? I mean, I know there are plenty of grandmas out there that love savings accounts. Chunkadunk said, Bitcoin Meister, how much Bitcoin should newcomers get to be well off in the future? Or what should they aim for? I usually say 0.3 to one whole one. But what would you say? Well, here I get aim for one. That's a real simple, that's why the show's called the One Bitcoin Show. Aim for one, that should be your first goal. But then after that, you got to ask yourself a question: in the long-term future, how many Bitcoin do I need to be a millionaire? That's a really, because a lot of people are fiat freaks. To be a millionaire that doesn't need to work. How many? And how soon do I want to become a millionaire that doesn't work? So you yourself, you come up. I mean, you got to do the math on this thing. And I did this. I did this math. This is the math I did when Vinny Lingham was saying, making bold predictions about Bitcoin in 2016. I said, how many Bitcoin do I need to buy to be a millionaire very soon? And if Vinny is correct, and I bought, and I got that many Bitcoin, and the rest is history. So some people have to. So you think to yourself, I want to be a millionaire in 2024. How many Bitcoin do you need to be a millionaire in 2024? And so get that many Bitcoin. Now there's another way. I mean, you could think longer term. And I brought it up before. In the year 2036, there are only going to be 56 Bitcoin mined a day, new Bitcoin mined a day. So in that world of 2036 Bitcoin, how many Bitcoin do you need to be to be well off when only 56 new ones are being mined a day? I mean, think again, how many Bitcoin? That's how many, because it's a savings account on the most basic of levels. So for your retirement, or to be comfortable, or to be semi-retired, or to have a certain level of financial freedom, how much savings do you need? You have to think, and then how much Bitcoin do I need? How much Bitcoin will translate into that fiat value in the future, and on what date? There you go. So I mean, it involves a lot. It takes long-term thinking and long-term planning. But the easy answer is just aim for one at first. So at least you know your pace of acquisition. You know, how quickly can you save one? I mean, that's a good measure. That's a good measuring stick right there. How fast can I save that first one? And then if I think I need 10 to be a millionaire in 2026, and that's when I'm going to retire, then how quick am I going to be able to get that 10? How much fiat do I have to store away every month in order to get that 10 in the year 2026? Again, I'm just throwing out random numbers out there. So we talked about let's see, diversity. We talked about. Okay, I talked about BISC. Oh yeah, Whale Panda says, unsurprisingly, the exposed Bitmex mail list is being used for referral link shilling because, well, it's a list of degenerate gamblers. Pound that like button. So that's funny. It's how some people, and they're probably getting some pings too there. People are selling their referral links to other exchanges, and people are probably clicking on them. Hey, this is where the big boys play. If people want to use referral links, if people want to buy into that thing and gamble more on other exchanges, I mean, you're going to learn it. You're going to learn the hard way there. I have save over spend, dude. Save over gambling. Bitmexers, the people that were playing around there, and they didn't deserve to lose their email. They didn't deserve to be doxxed at all. But they are doing something risky over there. It is quite gambling. It's quite a gambling mentality over there on the Bitmex or on all these exchanges. And now their email addresses are public, and they're getting all sorts of referral links, and I'm sure some of them are clicking on them. All right, let's talk about Christine Lagarde, who everyone says is like the devil or whatever. They try to blame all their problems on her. It's hilarious. She says, we should be happier to have a job than to have our savings protected, said Miss Lagarde. I think that it's in the spirit of that monetary policy. That monetary policy has been decided by my predecessors, and I think they made quite a beneficial choice. So she's straight up saying that, you shouldn't be using euro, the fiat of the European Union, for savings. And we've been printing this thing nonstop. And if you've been using it as a savings mechanism, well, you haven't been able to attain a lot of value or keep a lot of value. It is for spending, and we want to encourage people to spend. They're not hiding anything right there. They're not hiding anything. She's not the devil. Fiat is not for savings. The dollar is not for savings. The dollar is not for savings. If you've got some bank account and you're getting 0.1% interest, it's for spending. So the 80%ers are doing the correct thing with their fiat. They're doing the correct thing with their fiat. And so she says that's the monetary policy. It has been decided by her predecessors. So they're going to keep on doing it. They're going to keep on printing the euro. So you can complain, you can call her the devil, or you can say it can't last. The 80%ers aren't going to keep on spending. They aren't going to keep on going into debt. No, they are. So you can complain. You can worry all about the theories as much as you want, and you can say this theory is so wrong. It's so wrong. They won't be able to keep up printing money. It's so wrong. I'm just going to wait for the collapse with my gold, or you can get into Bitcoin and just stop complaining. Compete. Don't complain. That this is a digital world, and that Bitcoin will benefit from these policies. Bitcoin will benefit more than anything from all of these policies because it's not falling apart. They will be able to carry out their policies. People will keep spending their euros and their dollars. They will keep printing their euros and their dollars. Those countries are going to have anarchy. They're not going to fall apart where people are going to have to, technology is going to disappear and you're going to have a gold rock to go get your water out of the well or whatever. That's not it. The money circulating, the fiat circulating is funding the technology. The people are demanding with their fiat smaller and smaller phones, greater and greater technology. They'll keep on getting it. And you, if you want to preserve your wealth, you preserve it in Bitcoin. There you go. So she's not hiding anything at all there with that statement. I know it sounds It sounds bad. It's not. It's unfortunate that the central banks, that's the system though. Central banks control monetary policy of countries. Deal with it, and they're not into savings, and they're not there to protect your savings. That's the whole point behind Bitcoin. You gotta control your own private keys, dude. You can't go crying and say, oh, I was relying on the Fed and the ECB all these years and they inflated away my bank account. Again, it's not your keys. You got to decide. You can't just blindly follow what your country says is the right thing to do with your money. You take care of yourself. You take care of yourself with Bitcoin. All right. Taval Decker says, you going to the Grand Canyon when you're in Arizona? No, I'm not. It's not. It's a huge state, and it's the Grand Canyon is nowhere near Tucson at all. Nowhere near Tucson. And I've never been to the Grand Canyon. I drove across the country, twice. When I was coming back to Baltimore, I drove near Flagstaff, and you could see the signs for the Grand Canyon. That's the closest I got to the Grand Canyon. Or maybe when I was in Vegas, was that the closest I got to the Grand Canyon? I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll go there one day in the future. No plans to go to the Grand Canyon anytime soon. I'm relaxing when I'm in Tucson, man. It's nice. It'll be nice and won't be warm, but it'll be for winter in the United States. It'll be warm. Yeah. Maybe it gets warm. No, it'll be warm. It'll be like in the 60s or whatever. All right. So we got a guy. This show has gone long. Anyone? This is someone complaining. Mike Dudas saying, so Bittrex Exchange is going to list a token called BLTV by the media site Block TV. Can someone smarter than me explain why a media site needs its own cryptocurrency? Well, no, it obviously doesn't need it. They're just trying to make money. And they know 80%ers will buy it. It's a way to fund themselves. And it's basically an ICO. And I say, why not? Why not let them do that? Let people innovate that way. Let people print their own money. Let make their own cryptocurrencies. It'll just reinforce that Bitcoin is the only one that is not centralized on that level. And who knows what they might come up with? I think if media, it would be great if Thomas could print his own cryptocurrency. What would be wrong with that? He could still be a Bitcoin fan. Maybe he would get have a Thomas coin if you need Bitcoin that badly. Now he might say, well, I'm not an altcoiner. Okay, good. You stand for that. That's awesome right there. But it's a suggestion. He should be free to do. He should be free to do that. But we're currently in a world where you do anything close to an ICO, your government, United States government, might have some words for you. But as I have said before, with the and it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt me if this media outlet is producing their own coin. But I'm here just speaking the common truth, just saying no. It'll go to zero eventually, probably. But who knows? Let them experiment. It's a total gamble. So you don't buy. People are going to buy. 80% are going to do what they're going to do. There's many distractions. This is where the big boys play. We're going to have distractions. We're going to have all sorts of innovations. We're going to have things totally fail and blow up. There's going to be all sorts of opportunities for people to gamble. So stick with the Bitcoin. I'd say that is the purest answer that is out there in this space. And you can hate on the other stuff. I say just wait around, and if they fail, they fail, and try to educate people as best as you can. But it's not your obligation to educate people. Okay, some people are gonna have to. Not everybody needs a mommy in the crypto world. And not every crypto mommy is. Some people can be crypto mommies if they want to, but this is where the big boys play. So people are gonna find out the hard way. With some of these projects. Now, if there's a total scam out there, yeah, it's helpful to just nicely say, yeah, BitConnect, not good. All right, so but with Block TV producing their own token, that's not a scam. I mean, that's just, it's not Bitcoin. It's a centralized cryptocurrency, but you should know what you're getting into it at this point. You're investing in their future, maybe, or they can just run away with all of it too because it's centralized, and that's just the way these private blockchains work, or whatever you want to call it. All right, that's it. I am Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, check out the links below. Pound that like button and follow me on Twitter at TechBalt. Look at this. I still have this mustache. Wow. I'll talk about the Ethereum and gold thing in another show soon. That'll be interesting. All right. Click on the squares, and maybe there'll be some more flashback videos coming soon. Check out the archives for what we've been doing recently. See ya. Bye.